we're here at the home of Marquette Clay, and one of the things that draws you in is not only these boxwoods, but this door, Marquette.
Hello.
I mean,
well, thank you.
You have
thank
a
you for
lovely,
coming.
yeah, you have a lovely yard here that's just nestled in right off the street. Can you tell us a little bit about the yard, first of all? You've got a lot of greens and whites and things like that.
It's been in development. I started probably about 2008 and did all the stonework, the steps, the pathway, the walls. And then in 2012, when you said the door,
Yeah.
I was being featured in Southern Living magazine. So they picked out the color for the door and they asked me if I would paint it that color. And I said, sure, I will, but I'm going to paint it back once they leave.
Right.
But you know, that was 2012, then I still have the green door.
Hey,
I love it.
It looks great
I
here,
love it.
and you've got a lot of shades of green, so it just kind of plays that up a little bit.
That's why I start loving it more and more, because I love the different shades of green, especially when new foliage comes on, or just the light shades and the dark shades. And I love mixing white with it. So it was a perfect match.
Yeah, and you've mixed in just pops of purple around that I really like.
It's a little bit of color without going into the pinks and all the other colors.
Yeah.
You know, with the color palette. So I always mix a little purple.
Well,
a little purple and the different shades of green and yellows.
Yeah.
Not really bright yellow, but the chartreuse colors in yellow.
Yeah, and I like that you have a variegated elderberry behind us here. We've got a lot of yews because
I love the plum yews.
even though there's some sun here, you're kind of shaded.
I've been really surprised how well that this was a really good one at first, but then I planted these on this side and they have done even better.
And they're on the north facing of your house,
North
so they
facing
get a
side.
little bit of protection that way. We've got a nice darker foliaged elderberry here on the corner
Yes,
too.
I believe it's the black lace.
Okay. And I just love this carriage driveway of yours. We've got to talk about this. Was this here originally?
It was not here. Actually, nothing was here. Nearly all the plant material you'll see on the whole property
Really?
was planted after I moved in. But it was just a play on the old driveway where you would naturally make a pathway with the tires.
Yeah.
And you would have the grass left in the middle. But I put a little steel edging around it and kind of reformed it a little bit.
Yeah, give it a little bit of a modern twist to that.
A little bit of modern twist.
Well-
It's going through that period of time right now. It's being overseeded. It was a hot summer.
Definitely. Well, this just leads me. Can we go check out your backyard?
We can.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Marquette, this is just a beautiful oasis. It feels like an extension of your yard, your home.
You got it right. This is my outside room. The back windows of my bedroom and the
Yeah.
kitchen face out, so it's just like having an extra room.
Well, let's first talk about the shade garden here. You've got some Nellie R. Stevens above us that have grown pretty large and they're providing you with a lot of shade, but I love...
They have grown extremely large and quickly.
They do that, but I love the oasis here with the different mixes of colors. Is this the silver dragon Liriope?
Silver dragon, Liriope, you have autumn fern, there's wood fern, there's Persian shield, which is annual, but then there's hostas, other variegated hostas mixed in, some different grasses.
Again, the purple, white, and shades of green theme.
That's about all the color you'll find in my garden.
Which is really, it creates this kind of cooling, relaxing place to come out and enjoy. It looks like you might enjoy your time out here.
I really do. This is a great place to entertain. I don't entertain as much as I should, and every time friends see it, they go, why are we not having something? But, you know, it's pretty hot. So
Yeah.
it's a great place, but I typically wait till early fall and try to get in some parties then.
Well, it's very nice with the fire pit and stuff like that. Let's talk a little bit about the detail you've added in. You've got a beautiful trough here with some succulents.
It's a large wooden trough, and I plant it every year. This little boxwood has been in here probably about 5 years, and other elements I put in and take out, and just it changes.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the fun of gardening,
Oh,
right?
that's always the fun.
So you have a lot of containers over here.
This is definitely a container garden. Every single plant you see in this area is in a container. And because it moves around and it's always different, I never bothered to irrigate it.
Okay.
So I am the irrigator of these pots, and you know that's a lot of work.
So you bring the hose around, or
I bring the hose
container
around and keep it all watered.
Well, you've got a lot of annuals mixed in too. You're obviously a perennial and annual gardener. Can you tell us a
Most
little bit
definitely.
about why you choose to plant some annuals as well?
Well, sometimes you won't get those colors with perennials, and so it's just a fun thing to mix in.
Yeah.
Annual's always fun, as long as you don't overdo it.
Well, and I saw you've got the cat whiskers, again, the Persian shield, some different tropical succulents and things like that. And I have to mention this little centerpiece here. That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I planted it originally a year ago, last summer, and when it came around this year, some things survived, other things didn't. I kept it in the greenhouse this winter. And so I just plugged in. And that's the fun thing about succulents. A lot of times with a large container, you can just start over, but a lot of times you can just take what you have and intermix new succulents.
Yeah,
to it.
kind of let them define their own boundaries and stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
So we're under a beautiful arbor structure, and I know it's been here for a little while, but I love the chandelier and the fact that you're using it to grow the woolly morning glory on.
The woolly morning glory. I love it.
This is one of the favorites to touch, right?
It is a favorite. It's picked up at one of our local nursery people in Stillwater, and it's just a great vine.
It's definitely one for foliage.
Definitely one for foliage.
But if it does bloom, it's going to have a purple flower for you.
Sure, and Jack may climb that beanstalk.
Yeah.
You never know.
So a few other trees I want to highlight is your chocolate mimosa.
Chocolate mimosas are great.
And you also have, it looks like a dwarf lacebark elm or Chinese elm that it's known as.
Chinese elm, and as you see, it's not too dwarf anymore. The leaves are still very small.
Yeah, it's got a smaller leaf on it.
That's where it kind of comes from, is a very small leaf on it. But for the most part, it's turned into a nice large tree.
Well, Marquette, your backyard and your front yard too are just beautiful, and thank you for opening up your home to us so that we can take a look at it.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.